Hi everyone, my name is Stacy Jean and I am a recovering alcoholic. Welcome to my page, Addicted to Being Sober. I decided to share my journey, my pathway to recovery. I'm hoping that I can help other people. I want to get the word out there that it is possible to beat this disease. It's not curable, but you can fight it and fight like hell and win. I had a very bad situation on Father's Day where I had what I would call the epitome of a rock bottom. I literally almost died, and I hurt so many people that day. It was extremely traumatic. Make a long story short, I started out on our boat with my family, my husband, my daughter, my 2-year-old granddaughter, my daughter's boyfriend, and my mom, and it was supposed to be this huge day on Father's Day. My dad had passed last August, and this was the day that we were going to spread his ashes. And if you're asking yourself, why would anybody pick that day? I'm terrible with dates. And so I thought it was so important to have a day that I would always remember him. He loved being on our boat. He loved driving us around. I have some of the happiest memories as an adult with my dad out on the boat. And so it was important to me to just have a special day where we could remember it, which was probably the worst decision of my life. I'm not kidding you. It was definitely a huge trigger. I thought that told myself in my head that I was gonna have 2 drinks, just 2 mimosas on the boat. This is gonna be a day I'm not gonna piss my husband off. I'm gonna show him that I can handle liquor, that he knew that I had a major problem and I was in complete and total denial. So of course my goal, as always, was to start out with 1 or 2 drinks. I was gonna have 2 mimosas, have this beautiful memory and a day on the lake, and then we would come back and we would go to dinner with his family so we could celebrate his father, and then maybe I'd have a glass or 2 of wine, which was total bull crap. Always has been bullshit, always will be. I don't know how to handle a drink. There's no switch. There's no such thing as having a drink or 2. We could go out to dinner and I could have a drink or 2 and then I would come home and have more. What they call a functioning alcoholic, which is labeled as alcohol abusive disorder, which means I can function all day, do my daily activities, do my job to the best of my ability, and then once the clock, what I call wine o'clock, struck, I looked forward to that moment every day where I would get in my car. I was actually pulling over to a small variety store, and I had different places I'd go to all the time. If that tells you that I knew I had a problem, I definitely did, but I was still in denial. Go around to different stores on different days so they didn't think that I was buying the same wine every day. I'd grab a little 4-pack of wine bottles, have 2 cups of wine, a paper coffee cup, ridiculous, right? Have a paper coffee cup of wine, like that's freaking normal, in my car before I got home in a 40-minute drive. That is how I started every evening after I got out of work. And then I would have to cover that shit up the next day. So I was so good at what I did that I never got sick. I never felt nauseous, but I would look like a bag of crap and I would feel like a bag of crap. So I had all these tricks that I would do to clean that crap up in the morning. And it was terrible. I literally felt like I was trapped in my brain. I had many rock bottoms in my life. I never drank when I was young. I didn't like it. I didn't realize I remember an incident in high school and an incident when I turned 21 that I black out drunk. And I think I knew then that I didn't drink like other people. And I think that's why I hadn't drank for so much of my 20s. I met my husband, had social anxiety. I was not, open and wild in school. I was kind of the kid that was in the background. I wasn't very social. I had a few friends that I considered close friends, but I wasn't outgoing, and I had extreme anxiety if I was around a lot of people in big crowds, especially, or around people I didn't know. And so I didn't drink really until my very late, maybe 29, 30, early 30s. I had met my husband, and he introduced me to his friends one day, and it was incredible. I'm like, who has this many friends? I mean, seriously. And that was the first time with my husband, and we were just dating then, that I had a full-blown blackout drunk night. And I met his friends, and I thought they liked me, and I thought I was cool, and that's how I socialized every time. And the problem is it gets worse, and I was not a nice person when I was drinking more and more, and the more I blacked out, the meaner I became. I was absolutely an angry person drinking. It's no good. It's not a good combination. And I think I got to the point where I didn't know how to stop, and I tried several times, so many times. I tried on my own. I sought a therapist that I went to and thought I had her completely fooled. I thought I had my teenage daughter at the time completely fooled. I thought I had my husband fooled, but you don't have anybody fooled when you're hiding liquor. And let me tell you, I come up with some good doozy of some hiding spots. So anyways, fast forward, I have this crash and burn. I had several what I would consider blackout, rock bottom, I shouldn't have picked up another drink again moments, and I can get into those later on. But this night was awful. This was a night where I had blacked out drunk so bad, starting out with my 2 mimosas, that I was absolutely nasty and mean to the people that I loved. I was nasty and mean to strangers at the boat launch. Just humiliating, and something I can never go back to. I can never go back there. I can never allow that toxin into my body. Alcohol is ethanol, and I was putting that in my body almost every day for 2 decades. When I think back on it, it's just incredible to me that I'm not dead already. So I get to this point on Father's Day where my husband left me to sleep it off, and he went to dinner with his family without me. And I woke up and was so angry. He was gone. I couldn't find any keys to any of the cars. Somehow I managed to find a key to his car, and I backed out of my driveway, out of the garage, and crashed it. I wrecked the side of the car, wrecked the mirror, and I actually drove massively intoxicated to the beach. I stopped and bought more alcohol. Like, that's the crazy way the system works up here, that in my non-logical thinking mind thought it was okay to stop and actually pour more alcohol, ethanol, down my throat. So I don't want to get into the specifics right now. It'll take way too long. But I want to let you know that I literally almost died on Father's Day. I'm so thankful to be alive, and I'm so thankful, and I get to enjoy, and I'm grateful every day for my family and my friends, and I just embrace life now. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to fight the fight And I fight this fight every day. I put the work in every single day to battle this friggin' terrible, terrible disease. And I wish this upon nobody. I don't wish this upon my worst enemy. It's horrible. It's sad. It's depleting. And people die from this every day. And I think what I learned statistically, and I could be wrong, is 20% of alcoholics will survive this disease, though it's not curable, but you can beat it. You can't change the way your brain is wired, but you can change your decisions before those terrible decisions that you make become a disaster. And what I do daily is I do a morning ritual. It's basically a meditation, and I use the tools that were given to me during my outpatient program. And what I do is I sit and I just think to myself in peace and quiet the things that I'm grateful for. I think about my daily intention. Obviously my intention is to not drink, but I also choose another daily intention that's important, and it could be the simplest thing. Like today I'm gonna contact an old friend, and I think about how I physically feel, how I mentally feel. I gain a shit ton of weight from the calories of alcohol, and I do all these crazy things to my body, which I would probably consider an eating disorder, honestly. It's so crazy the things that you do to starve yourself in one way, and then give yourself those calories, empty calories of something so toxic and so dangerous for you. Now that I'm not drinking, I seem to have this addiction to cupcakes and donuts. So now I'm working on that, but that's got to be a hell of a lot easier to beat than wanting that drink every day. My drink of choice is Chardonnay. I love wine. I love all wines. I hated wine in my 20s and 30s, and then I was introduced to wine and really understood it and enjoyed it and embraced it, and then I embraced it overboard, and I didn't realize that you can actually make your body not just mentally crave it, but your body physically has to have it. And I went through 10 days of detox at the hospital. The night of Father's Day, I was brought in involuntarily, in restraints, kicking and screaming, being the biggest jerk off to anybody that was in my way. And it saved my life. That terrible, crappy, bottom of the lowest of bottoms saved my life and saved my marriage, saved my family, saved my job, I saved my home. I all of the things that I saved my life. It saved my life. I could have died, and now I will do anything every single day to beat this shitty disease. So with that being said, this is probably the second bravest thing I've ever done in my life, putting this out to the public, but I really hope that you stay with me through this channel and through my videos. I'm really hoping that I can help somebody else and know that it's okay to say out loud. When I was first in sobriety, I would not say I was an alcoholic. I was like, I have alcohol abuse disorder, and it's bullshit. I'm an alcoholic, and you can't, at least for me personally, I couldn't move forward until I could say those words out loud. They have to be said. And it's okay to let other people help you. Let them in. People that love you will stay with you. And if my husband has stayed with me through all of this crap, I'm so blessed, and I'm so grateful for him. So I'm going to always end my segment with a quote, and I think today's quote is going to be perfect because it's about being brave. the thing about being brave is it doesn't come with the absence of fear or hurt. Bravery is the ability to look fear and hurt in the face and say, move aside. And when I say move aside, you are in the way. And that's a quote by Melissa Tomino. So anyways, I'm hoping you'll stay with my journey. I have lots and lots of stuff to share. I have a lot of recovering to do. I have a lot of changes to my body that need to be made. And I just want to share this with anybody that I'm hoping it might help. So thankful for you all for listening. And I'm going to at least do one segment or video a week, definitely hoping to do more. And I'm hoping you'll ride this journey, this pink cloud with me that I'm on. And it's definitely pink clouds. So appreciate y'all, and we'll see you soon.